Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today's question is, can I analyze the case of Elon Musk and talk about the takeover of Twitter? Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you find this video enlightening, please like it and subscribe to my channel. In addition, consider supporting me on Patreon. Looking at a few of my recent pre-release videos on Patreon, we see enigmatic thumbnails like random camping murders, EMT or worst responder, and death by panic. In addition, there are over 150 other videos available on my Patreon. My Patreon account can be found at patreon.com/drgrande. The link is also in the description for this video. Moving back to the case of Elon Musk, first I'll look at the background of Elon Musk, then offer my analysis. Elon Reeve Musk was born in Pretoria, South Africa, on June 28, 1971. His father was from South Africa. He was an engineer and property developer who owned half of an emerald mine in Zambia. His mother was from Canada, but raised in South Africa. She was a model. Elon's family was wealthy, and he was afforded a number of opportunities growing up. He developed an interest in computers and taught himself how to program. In 1980, Elon's parents divorced. He mostly lived with his father after that, although would later become estranged from his father. Elon decided that he wanted to move to the United States, therefore he applied for a Canadian passport. He knew that that would be the easiest way to get into the United States. He went to college in Canada before transferring to the University of Pennsylvania. There he earned a bachelor's degree in physics and a bachelor's degree in economics. He was accepted at Stanford University into a PhD program in materials science, but never entered the program. Elon started a company in 1995 that developed online city guides. In 1999, the company was purchased for $307 million. Elon received $22 million for his share of the company. Later that same year, Elon started a financial services company. The company merged with another company and would eventually be renamed PayPal. When eBay purchased PayPal in 2002, Elon made $175 million. In May 2002, Elon founded a spacecraft manufacturer called SpaceX. It had an explosive start, not in a good way, but rather literally with explosions, but eventually became financially successful. In 2004, Elon became the majority shareholder in an automotive manufacturer called Tesla. The company had a smashing start. Again, not in a good way, but things turned around financially. There are still concerns about the Tesla autopilot system being not so much of a self-driving system as it is a self-running people over system, but no vehicle is perfect. Over the years, Elon has been involved in a number of other companies, like the Boring Company, which has the goal of constructing tunnels under cities where people can drive 150 miles per hour, Starlink, which operates a network of satellites, Neuralink, a company that apparently wants to turn human beings into cyborgs in order to cure diseases, and Solar City, which is a solar power company. So we see that Elon has companies that dig under the ground and explore space, as well as transform people into cyborgs. Elon's list of companies looks like a James Bond villain business holdings portfolio. In January 2002, Elon Musk started purchasing shares of the social media website Twitter. He became the largest shareholder in April. At around the same time, Elon started expressing concerns that Twitter was restricting freedom of speech. After a lot of drama, Elon purchased Twitter in October of 2022 for about $44 billion. At the time making this video, Elon Musk's net worth is about $191 billion, which makes him the richest person in the world. Now moving to my analysis. Here are my thoughts on a few areas that stood out to me in this case. Item number 1. What is a potential personality profile for Elon Musk? This is just a theory, my opinion. As a child, Elon was described as introverted and socially awkward. When he was hosting Saturday Night Live, Elon said that he had autism spectrum disorder, which he referred to by an older term, Asperger's syndrome. Elon struggles with normal social interactions and does not demonstrate that much empathy. He also appears to have some boundary problems. He can't seem to separate his business dealings from his personal opinions. Looking at a potential 5-factor model profile, Elon appears to have mid-range openness to experience. He has a lot of ideas, but also has a tendency to think concretely. Mid-range conscientiousness. He has a great work ethic, but can be impulsive. He takes a lot of risks. His level of extroversion is probably low, although he does appear to be sensation-seeking. Elon may have lower than average agreeableness. For example, he is antagonistic and not particularly modest. And his level of neuroticism appears to be mid-range. He doesn't appear to be particularly sad or anxious, but he expresses anger on occasion. Elon appears to have characteristics of grandiose narcissism. He is arrogant, dominant, overly optimistic, condescending, and unemotional. Item number 2. Elon has a number of unusual beliefs and very strong opinions about a wide variety of topics, most of which are outside of his areas of expertise. It appears as though he wants to get involved in just about everything in the world. He believes that he has the answers to solve just about every problem. Predictably, his answers always seem to involve computer programming, yet it appears as though he is afraid of computer code. For example, Elon believes that artificial intelligence poses the greatest existential threat to humanity. He believes that Terminator-like machines will cause an AI apocalypse. I think this really speaks to his fascination with the functionality of computer programming. He recognizes that it has the power to change the world for good, but he also believes it has the power to destroy the world. Some people have suggested that Elon is an alarmist in this regard. I guess they have a softer opinion of the Terminators and desire to welcome them into a society to promote inclusiveness. I doubt that the Terminators will reciprocate that sentiment. They are less interested in diversity and more interested in exterminating the human race. Elon's fears do not stop with cybernetic organisms from the future. He believes the second greatest threat to humanity is climate change. So to Elon, the only thing worse than a Terminator is a Terminator who commutes to work in a Chevy Suburban. Elon believes that humans should try to colonize Mars and establish a direct democracy on that planet, which is a type of democracy without elected representatives. There is this sense that Elon is putting the cart before the horse a little bit. Mars is a pretty hostile place. I imagine that colonists on Mars would exclusively maintain a political agenda of less suffocation and less freezing to death. Item number 3. Elon Musk has donated to both Republicans and Democrats. He refers to himself as politically moderate. He voted for Hillary Clinton, endorsed Kanye West when he was trying to run for president, and voted for Joe Biden. In 2022, he accused the Democrats of being the party of division and hate. He believes that independent-minded voters should vote Republican. When Elon switched from being liberal to conservative, he became a hero for some people on the right. Here's the world's richest individual willing to stand up against what he believes are out-of-control liberal values. Elon attracted a lot of attention from conservatives who were anxious for him to make his first move, to use his billions of dollars to impart a devastating blow to the expansion of liberal ideology. This brings me to item number 4. Elon Musk became concerned that Twitter had been taken over by people with extreme liberal beliefs. He believed that Twitter had been targeting those expressing conservative values. They were trying to promote their political beliefs by restricting the voices of their rivals under the guise of morality. Twitter was deciding what was morally acceptable and what wasn't. This is consistent with the nefarious cancel culture ideology. Research indicated that Twitter did target conservatives more so than liberals. 4 times as many Republicans were suspended from Twitter than Democrats. Research also indicates that during the same time period, conservatives promoted more misinformation about topics like COVID and the 2020 presidential election. Either way, Twitter was at least somewhat politically biased. Elon wanted to make Twitter a place where free speech was permitted. However, after purchasing Twitter, he realized how challenging that was. He also realized that any political bias that Twitter may have had was the least of the company's problems. The company was terribly managed and losing money at a phenomenal rate. according to Elon, about $4 million a day. As a side note, I have to wonder why someone who is so good at math would spend $44 billion for a company that loses over $1 billion a year. In order to turn Twitter around, Elon cut the workforce by about 3,700 employees, which is roughly half the number of people the company employed. Those that remain will have to work as much as 80 hours per week in order to satisfy Elon's grand vision of a new Twitter, which he calls Twitter 2.0. Elon's management decisions have resulted in chaos. Some people predict that Twitter will go out of business. Others say that Elon Musk managed SpaceX, which literally involves rocket science. Surely he can handle Twitter. Ironically, SpaceX and Twitter may indeed follow a similar course, involving explosions. This brings me to item number 5. What are my thoughts about Elon's management style as we see it at Twitter? Elon's management style is coarse and unsophisticated as far as the human component. He doesn't have mannerisms that are conducive to people liking him. His decisions appear to be impulsive, rapid, and partially based on anger. He seems more like a child throwing a temper tantrum with his new toy than a refined business leader who will revolutionize the world of social media. Clearly, Elon did something right with SpaceX and Tesla, but those are not social media companies. Elon's management style always features him making key decisions. He doesn't value layers of management. Rather, it's almost like he wishes everyone could somehow report directly to him. This can be seen in his mass emails to the remaining Twitter employees. Fundamentally, Elon does not trust people to be as productive and efficient as he would be. He always knows best, even about a topic with which he is unfamiliar. He thought he could stroll into Twitter and fix it with a series of bold moves that would prove he was a genius. As far as the firing of the employees, there are not many people who have sympathy for the high-level executives who were fired from Twitter. Many of them were terrible executives, yet still walked away with millions of dollars in severance packages. The problem for Elon is that he targeted rank-and-file workers. He's picking on people who are not wealthy and who actually keep Twitter running. Twitter was mismanaged, but there's something to be said for keeping bad structures in place temporarily in order to make positive changes in the long run. Here's an analogy from the world of mental health counseling. Sometimes counselors interact with clients who maintain harmful, delusional, or quasi-delusional beliefs. For example, there are clients who believe that they can drink 20 beers a day and still function normally. Clients who blame everyone else for their behavior. Clients who believe that the CIA is tracking them using satellite-mounted lasers. And clients who listen to Kamala Harris speeches and believe she is forming cohesive thoughts. So we're talking about beliefs that are far into the realm of fantasy. As troubling as some of those beliefs are, they serve a purpose. Counselors know that it's a bad idea to challenge all of the delusional beliefs that a person has. The delusions are necessary for a time and should only be challenged systematically and gently. It's important to only remove one board from the structure at a time, not sweep all the boards out at once, because the structure will fall. This is how I look at the chaos at Twitter. Elon should make changes gradually and with empathy for the people who work there. He's literally the richest person in the world. He doesn't need to bully people around. He doesn't need to prove that he is powerful. Many people know who he is and what he has accomplished. This number will only increase as more people are run over by his Tesla cars. Now moving to my final thoughts. I don't know if Twitter will succeed or fail, but Elon's takeover of Twitter demonstrates the dangers of grandiose narcissism and a lack of insight. Elon possesses an incredible intelligence, but not one that benefits from self-understanding. His intelligence is much like that of a Terminator. It facilitates efficiency, but does not allow the machine to question its own actions. Just like the Terminator, Elon Musk cannot comprehend his own programming. He can follow it, but has no desire to question or change it. Elon originally purchased Twitter to eradicate the arrogance of cancel culture, but has only replaced it with his own brand of pomposity. Those are my thoughts in the case of Elon Musk and Twitter. Please put any opinions and thoughts in the comment section. They always generate an interesting dialogue. As always, I hope you found my analysis of this topic to be as intriguing as Terminators who value cargo capacity over environmental concerns. Thanks for watching.